Grand Rising, everyone. This is Artists of Truth, and welcome to another vlog. So, as you can see below, yeah, little by little that I discover about Black Lives Matter, the more and more pushed away I am about BLM. So I have been asking my elders for insight, wisdom into things that I guess normalized people are failing to recognize. Alright, so Black Lives Matter, BLM. I'm not even for, I'm not for the movement. The movement has shown to be less and less progressive for melanated people. I mean, the movement isn't even for us. And when I got up this morning, that movement solidified exactly what I believe. And now it is exactly what it is. Because first and foremost, I look at the history of black movements that we had. We had the Black Panther movement. The Black Panther movement was just that. The Black Panther movement did not include white folks. It didn't include white folks at all in their movement at one point. It was just strictly for black empowerment, black advancement, black education. It's like there weren't any Caucasians involved. There wasn't even a movement. Shoot, the LBGT, the alphabet gang, wasn't even involved in, wasn't even alive at that time. Didn't even exist. So you had a movement of melanated people who were exercising their constitutional rights, enlightening, educating, and empowering all melanated people, all black men, all black women, all black children. And then I turn around and I look at BLM. When I tell you I woke up this morning and I was scrolling through, and I really and truly wish I could have taken that video and posted. So I'm hearing chants in the background while two flags are being raised up on a staff. All right. The first flag is a lavender tinted flag. It's a white lavender tinted flag with a black fist on it. Underneath that is the LGBT, the alphabet gang's flag. Okay? Again, I don't have no fucking issue with the alphabet game. I'm like, shit, that's your thing. You do what you do. I don't have an issue with that. But what I do have an issue with is the simple fact that the movement is strictly about melanated people. If you look around, you got white folks that are in the movement screaming all lives matter and Black Lives Matter. Now all of a sudden, you know, because of the co-founders are lesbians themselves, now the attention has been taken away from black issues, and now it's more directed towards, you know, gays and lesbians. I was like, wait a minute. You are now minimizing what the movement initially, was supposed to be about. And that is injustice and inequality of melanated people. I don't know. I haven't heard Kaepernick screaming Black Lives Matter. Maybe I missed that memo, but I haven't heard him saying that. Matter of fact, I need to go and check on his Instagram to see if he posted any of that without having a clear, concise understanding of what this movement is about. But it just goes to show you that whenever we start talking about black folk issues, what the fuck happens is it gets diverted. If we're talking about police brutality against men, guess what ends up happening? Instead of the focus at that point in time being, about men, the attention and focus gets pulled away from it, and then all of a sudden the whole entire focus becomes on our sisters. Not us as a collective, thing, but just our sisters. When I first started, when I heard about Black Lives Matter, not having a clear, concise understanding of the movement, and that I was looking at it, it's like, yo, Black Lives Matter. It really does. I wasn't thinking about lesbian lives don't matter, homosexual lives don't matter. Never at all. If they were included in the movement, but being silent, cool. No issue, none. Which I also believe there were probably lesbians and homosexuals there supporting the movement, but they weren't screaming, well, what about my life? I'm someone might yell, I'm a transsexual or a lesbian or a homosexual. What about my life? Stop that shit. If you are guilty of saying that, stop that. And the reason why I'm telling you to stop that is because you are now taking focus away from the movement what the original movement was supposed to be about. But now, reading that whole mission statement, excuse me, reading that fucking whole mission statement pissed me off. Because I was like, God damn it. These bastards that sat up here and undermined our issues as a collective whole. So now the movement isn't about black men and black women, black children collectively. It's about certain individuals amongst that movement. It's like, oh, really? You slick dog bastards? I was like, okay. All right. I see how y'all working. I see how y'all moving. It's like, yo, I see exactly how y'all working. I see exactly how y'all moving. I see that shit. And I ain't gonna lie, that shit turned me completely away from the movement. I don't get it. You know, I really and truly don't get it. Black Lives Matter. What the fuck is self-explanatory, right? It doesn't exclude anyone that has a handicap. No. It doesn't exclude anyone who has a sexual preference. No, it doesn't. But what I am recognizing is, and I'm reading from this, you know, from this movement's website, is that is exactly what it's about. It's not about lives of melanated people as a whole. It's certain individuals within that movement. Because then all of a sudden I start looking up and I'm seeing, first thing in the morning, I'm seeing the pride flag being flown under another flag with a black fist on it. It's like, that's divisive right there. That is divisive. Can you not see it, people? That is so fucking divisive. Like, seriously. When I tell you that shit is so fucking divisive, it is. Don't argue me, argue your mom. You know, argue your mammy, as, you know, as my lady would say, argue your mammy. But it's like, moreover, I'm not even, nah, hell no. I need to get a shirt printed up, and the shirt just needs to say, does Black Lives really fucking matter? Like, really? Does Black Lives really fucking matter? Because it seems like the attention keeps getting diverted elsewhere. And I mean, the shit has been happening for, you know, the shit has been happening for so long, which is why we are still in the same, you know, which is why we are still in the same goddamn position that we were in, you know, when our elders were, you know, when our grandparents were alive. They were dealing with the same shit. Inequality, racism, police brutality. So it's like, come on now. You got the civil rights movement. It's like, are these movements really and truly about what they claim, what they draw themselves up to being about? No. And that's just a sack of shit. That is pathetic, man. Like, come on, for real? It's like, look, if you're gonna have a movement, the movement has to be really and truly what it's about. If it's about melanated people, if it's about black folk, all right, then shit, fuck it. Make it about black folk. That means no. We can't have Asians being involved in the movement. We can't have white folks being involved in the movement. No, this is for melanated people only. Sorry. That's just it. Shit is just woo. But in the meantime, in between time, I will keep you all posted. I want you to enjoy your Saturday. You know, spend time with your family. I'm not even going to encourage anyone to go out and celebrate the 4th. Fuck the 4th. But treat it like any other day. Spend time with your family. Read. Goddamn read. Brainwash. I'll give you a book to read. Brainwash by Tom Burrell. Woo! Boy, I'm going to pick that book back up and go over it again. Tom Burrell in Brainwash speaks about how melanated people, how black folk are so well conditioned and caught up in media propaganda that it makes it totally and completely impossible for melanated people to think for themselves, for black folk to think for themselves. So y'all have a great day. Please read. Check that book out. It's on Audible, so you can read it for yourself. Peace to the gods, everyone. One love.